I love that the Historical Society preserves our story. It's a part of our heritage, and again, I think that's what makes Aspen so special. And it's critical that we retain those stories, and it's a part of who we are.
This is just like a little house on a corner, and it's like a little museum inside, and I really like that aspect of it. It doesn't need to be something big. It's just a nice little museum in Aspen.
If you love Aspen in our community, I don't think you could separate it from its history. I think our history is so much of who we are that you can't care about this place without caring about its history.
You know, I think that's what differentiates Aspen from so many other ski communities. It's not a cookie cutter, resort town. It's got this silver mining history and this ski racing heritage.
Our capital campaign, our goal is to raise $3 million. $1 million of that will go to remodel our archives, to bring it up to higher museum standards, and also to increase the space that we have for storing artifacts. And the other $2 million will go to strengthen our endowment so we can continue to take care of these treasures that we've been entrusted with for years to come.
We don't want anything to happen to those archives. I mean, the stuff in there is priceless.
The other thing it'll do is it'll allow us more space to bring people in, especially school children, because we do a lot of programs with the schools, to bring them in and have a place for them to engage and a place for them to learn.
I think having our youth involved in the Aspen Historical Society is an essential part of living here. I'll certainly prioritize it with my kids.
I mean, we can have all the school kids come through here and get a history lesson, hands-on history lesson, instead of sitting in a classroom where they're trying to stay awake. So it's going to be great in that regard. I mean, we're bringing the youth into the history of Aspen.
We're protecting the history for the future generation who hopefully will be wondering, what went on? How did we get here? And how did this happen?
So it's going to give us a programming space where we can bring kids in, we can bring adults in, they can learn about history, and it'll also be an additional meeting room for the community that we will be able to lend out to other community organizations.
If the Aspen Historical Society wouldn't be here, I think it would kind of be a drag for me, but at the same time, I think it would be kind of a drag for Aspen in the long run, because Aspen has some crazy good history. Like, it came here because they had one of the richest silver mines in the country. So I don't think it would be like, oh dang it, I didn't get to participate in it. I think Aspen would suffer from that.
I think that if you don't know where you're from, it's hard to tell where you're going.
History by its very nature is always happening. If it happened 5 minutes ago, it's history. So the history that we're trying to preserve and catalog is forever growing, and it always will. Because of that, we constantly need more space to take in some of the important artifacts and things that we want to preserve for future generations.
We need people to understand the importance and to want to be a part of it.
It's a special place and an important part of our community.
By supporting our capital campaign and ensuring that we're able to preserve that aspect of our community, I think that's something that everybody should be invested in. It's for our entire community. If you care about this place, you should care about what we're doing.
I'd say to a potential donor, help us preserve our history, help us preserve our story. It's who we are, and let's not lose that. This is an awesome organization doing great work, and let's get the job done and keep doing it.
Wherever Aspen goes, I think we're going to continue to make every attempt to make it a beautiful place to live. The Historical Society will be there to document every step.